So yes students, Assalamu alaikum. Once again welcome back to my channel Brain Game. So there is another video, how to make a plane on catia part 3. In this part we will be going to discuss the fuselage and the other thing is its assembly. So I'll just discuss how to make the fuselage. I'm not going to make it here. So if you have any criteria to follow, go and follow that. If I have look uh, yes, I have created wing. These lines have been followed. Fuselage should have the maximum cross-sectional diameter equal to 0.75 the root chord of the wing. That is the maximum diameter. In between you have the maximum diameter. And try to give fuselage in a dynamic shape. That is we have to follow. And distance from quarter chord of the wing to nose of fuselage should be 1/3 of the total length of the fuselage. So it is saying that के फ्यूजलाज की विंग के क्वार्टर कोड से कोड की चौथाई से आप कह रहे हैं आपका जो डिस्टेंस होना चाहिए फ्यूजलाज की एंड टिप के साथ वो जो है ना 1/3 होना चाहिए. We will have a little focus on that. So try to give aerodynamic, and this one we have length of the fuselage should be equal to 0.8 of the span of the wing. He is just not mention of wing, but before this span is before this span we have just discussed the span of the wing, so this span means that is the span of the wing. Then we have tail that we have covered. So what I have done, I'm going to get here, I'm going to my file open, that is fuselage. So before going that, I want to show you what. So, okay, at the end I will show you the summary. So you can see that I have this type of fuselage. I made it on. So this is tail, and this one is head, and this one is just look like a straight plane. This here you can see that we have the maximum diameter. Okay, so I will hide all my parts and let you show. First we have to calculate the. I'm going to hide this. Okay, going to hide this. You can see that what I have done. Going to hide this. I'm going to hide this. I'm going to hide this. Hide this. So and so one thing to show. Okay, I am going to again hide this again. Hide this too. That is. So you can see that first I have made some planes. First I've actually calculated my um, length, total length. Then I have created planes from that offset. Let if my length was like 23,000 millimeter, then I just left off some distance and made there a plane. Okay, I will just go hide, show. You can see this. This was the first plane. Then I made an other plane. Then I made an other plane with the reference to XY system, because this is in one direction. You can either make in this direction or in this direction. So hide, show. Then I made a sketch. You can see the sketch. I made a sketch, and then to give an aerodynamic shape, just make the circle and then have this one little up than that, to just have its shape of like that, from bottom. You can say that this was from head and this was from bottom. So it's up to your readings how you will do that. Okay, then I'm going to exit my workbench, this one. Okay, I'm why I have points, uh, because they will be going to help me with, for supplying. I can go and get to sketch 5, and this was sketch 3, and I can just fit it all in and just go to there. So you can make sure that your points are your points should not move. So you can, after having the repetition, then make this point little bit up. Then you can define them by giving them the option of they are just putting the values of their distance, adding the constraint. This how your these will be constraints. So you have to do whatever you want to do. I'm again exiting my workbench and fit all in. Then I made another sketch on another plane. That was this. That is, you can see, I think this is the maximum diameter what I want. I can show you. Maybe my maximum radius was this one, 5812.5. Okay, I'm exiting my workbench, fit all in, and then I have made another plane with respect to distance. Then I made another sketch. You can see this. Here was that sketch. Then I made another plane. You can see there. Then I made another sketch. This was that. Then I made another plane in between. Then I made another sketch. Then I made another plane here. And then there is another sketch. There is a little sketch because it will be going to work for the tail. Then I made another. I can show you the sketch which will be going to little bit tough. Another plane, another sketch. Here is that to create, so and these all are having points on them to make splines. then another plane, another sketch, another sketch. On which plane? This one. Okay, this is going to work for, I think so, head. So another plane, another sketch. You have to choose the maximum diameters circle for the straight line, and then going downward for your head side, and from other side going downward for your tail. Another sketch here. What was that sketch? Let's see. Fit all in. This sketch was this one. So that is, we made a group of circles to have our desired shape. Then I made a spline here. That is the spline. I can show you. From this, I zoom in for, and then I made here point, second point, and third point by spline definition. There is that spline definition, you can see there. Then I made another spline here. That's that one. Then I made the multi-section surface. How I made? I just connect this circle, and this circle, and I give the spline a multi-section. Go to multi-section. I have three circles, one this one, second this one, and third this one here, and two guides, one from the upper side and the other one from the bottom side, and then I have a multi-section, and that three circles following that guide, they revolve. Okay, then we are going to work for, these are just its own characteristics, extremum. So our work is not with that. This will be automatically generated, I think so. Then we have another sketch. Which is that sketch? Let's see. We can have here. I just for nose I made it with 4 points, and then after making this sketch and then selecting this spline, I exit the workbench, and then selecting this sketch, I just revolute this. You can see this. That was to make my you can see the head one. Then I'm just made another spline for this one. Now this side, from this to this circle, another spline. It's up to you. You can I think two is needed for that. Two splines are enough. Another spline, it is up to you. I made more. Another spline, another spline. From point to point, these splines are made. Another spline. So now I just again using this circle and this circle and guides at these splines, just made that revolution. Then for working, I made another line. You will see here another line. This line is following this point, and this point and this point, or directly by, no, directly not, you have to follow this line to this and this one, or maybe they can be made, these are points to point line, I think so. So you have to make just one point and another point. Okay, then height show, then another subline, sorry, these are lines, just as you have made in wing, from point to point, another subline, another line, and then by selecting this circle, this circle, this circle, and this circle, and these lines as the guide, I just provided the revolution to create surface. Then I made another sketch, I want to show you that. To show you properly, I should hide other sketches, but for the time being you have to go with that. Maybe I'll just make some points here, and that was. So basically, to this video is to give you some idea. Hide show. Yes, here is that sketch. You can see that. Okay, then another sketch. This sketch is, I think so, this line to create the tail. Then by using this is a spline generated by this tool. So exiting my workbench, I just these are circles, and I made, you can made with circles too, but I have not used, I think so, circles. I've just made the spline, giving it shape of a cone and letting it revolute, and made my that side. Then I have, at the end here there is empty space. Let's see where it's that. So yes, at the tail there was some empty space. So to fill that, we have just used this tool. So that was the last. So by just hiding other things, basically is that if you will hide, these black lines will disappear, as I am doing. You can see that these are getting hide. It is up to you. So just you have to go with that. To follow these lines, you can make sublines and then revolute by simply generating one subline, and you should know your values too. These are the maximum cross sectional diameter, and this will be your fuselage. Okay, I'm exiting this. Do not want to save any changes because I've not made. I just was hiding and describing it to you. After that, you can go to file. Okay, you can go to start part, mechanical design, and then go to assembly design. Here you can click on the product and then go to insert, and here in insert you have to click on existing component, and then you have to just it will be good that if you take first part and settle that and then take another part. So you have to settle every part on the fuselage. So first we will take out fuselage. Okay, it will take little time, but we have to go with that. So this is fuselage. Then I will add, click on product, make sure, I think it is necessary little bit, and then add another existing component. I will take, let first you have the wing. I have the wing. Okay, then you have to adjust it by adding some constraints. You can go to tools, sorry, not tools, it will be insert. You can have, it is up to you. I have little idea about only this assembly design. You have to add coincidences and offset. Offset will be the distance, at what distance you want. You can add angle if you do not see that this is not the perfect one to be up at side. So you can just uh, revolve it at the angle of 180 degree, and here you can, by letting on product, edit and move. In manipulate option you can move these things in x, y, z and other directions and revolve them. And so by letting these tools to be used in hand, this you can set your distances, that it should be at what distance you're wing. Then likewise you can add other parts and set them up according to your given data. So I will show you my assembly what I've created. Go to file, go to open, and go to this file. You can see this. I first have these files, and this was my head, and this is my wing, this is my vertical tail, and this is my horizontal tail. So it is little bit looking nice and little bit not. So these are the constants what I have added. I can show you angle for, yes, you can have to add these things by letting um, uh, you have to put the constants according to one axis to the other axis. Suppose you want that plane should be parallel to the axis system of wings should be parallel to the axis system of the fuselage. So you have to make a angle and 0 degree with both axis systems. कि आपको देखना है कि इस और इस यानी कि फ्यूजलाज के एक्सिस सिस्टम और विंग के एक्सिस सिस्टम दोनों के दरमियान जो आपने अगर इस तरह उसका एक्सिस सिस्टम आपको व्यू करके फिर आपको देखना है कि आपको किस एक्सिस सिस्टम, दोनों के किस एक्सिस सिस्टम के दरमियान 0 एंगल चाहिए. अगर एक यूं प्लेन खड़ा हुआ है और एक यूं प्लेन बैठा हुआ है और आप इस दोनों के सिलेक्ट करके इनके एंगल 0 कर देंगे तो दोनों आपस में पैरेलल हो जाएंगे. अगर आप इसको फुल रोटेट करना चाहते हैं तो आप इसको किसी रिस्पेक्टिव आप 180 डिग्री पे मूव कर सकते हैं अपने विंग को, अगर आप इसको फुल दूसरी साइड में लाना चाहते हैं. और अपना ऑफसेट आप ला सकते हैं कि आपको 1/3 डिस्टेंस पे कैसे रखना है इसको, वो ऑफसेट के थ्रू होगा. और एंगल जी यूज होंगे कि आपको, अगर मैं इसको ऐड करता हूँ, ये नीचे आ रहा होता है तो मैं इसके अंदर ये 90 डिग्री इसको किसी एक्सिस के साथ रिवॉल्व करके इसको इस जगह पर ले आ सकता हूँ, फिर उसका इसी के किसी प्लेन के साथ यानी कि एक्सेस सिस्टम के साथ दोबारा कोई ये ऑफसेट ऐड करके इसको इसके अंदर ला सकता हूँ. इट इज़ अप टू यू. So you have to use these tools to have your assembly created. May God bless you. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.